Hello YouTubers. So it is day 4 of my liquid pre-op diet for gastric bypass. And I have to say, today I'm doing pretty well. I am feeling much better about this whole liquid diet thing. Um, I think the hardest part was last night. I felt like all of a sudden my body was totally freaking out and wanted to chew, wanted food, wanted like a real food. Um, so I had like an extra cup of the sugar-free Jello, and I had later on in the evening a sugar-free popsicle. That seemed to help. So I'm feeling stronger today. I'm feeling like I can actually do this. I'm finding strength that I didn't even know I had. I think going into this in the beginning, I was sort of thinking that I would give it my best shot, but I would probably kind of screw it up a few times, which is kind of how I do diets. Obviously, I'm not a professional dieter or anything. So yeah, I feel like I'm doing really good. I got my second win today. I'm not feeling as tired. I actually cleaned my house to try and keep busy so that I could stay away from the fridge and not think about it, which worked. It actually did really well. My house is clean, so hey, that's a bonus. Um, let's see, other things to talk about. I've told a few more people that I'm having surgery. Um, a few people that I didn't necessarily want to know yet found out that I'm having surgery. Um, my parents ended up telling my grandparents and a few of my cousins, which is fine. They're family. I want them to know. I mean, they're going to need to know eventually, I suppose. But I guess I was sort of just going to wait until afterwards. Wait until they asked me about it or noticed I'd lost a bunch of weight and then tell them, how that happened. Mostly because that side of the family can be a little paranoid about things. I know they're going to freak out if they find out I'm going to Mexico for the surgery. So I don't know yet what all was told to them, so I'll have to find that out. But I do know that they know, and they're asking like tons and tons of questions to my parents about it, and like worried about me and wanting to be sure that I know what I'm getting into, which I do. I did a lot of research. I've watched a lot of videos. I've talked to doctors. I've talked to people who've had, I've done everything you can do to prepare for something like this. And I guess, it's kind of the nature of the surgery. You can't really expect. My dogs are barking. I'm not sure why. Oh, you can't really expect someone who isn't having the surgery to be well educated on it, because it's kind of something you don't really look into unless you're going to have it. So I guess I can't fault them for that. They just want to be sure that I'm safe and that this is okay. So other than that, I had an interesting response the other day. I was on the phone with kind of a friend. She lives around the block from me, and I watch her kids for her every once in a while. And I figured I should probably tell her. I had her on the phone because she was asking me if I could watch the kids one of the days next week. And so I mentioned to her that I would be out of town for a few weeks, and so she wouldn't be able to call me for babysitting. And of course she wanted to know why, and so I told her. She's a nurse, so I was kind of interested to see what her reaction would be. A, to the fact that I was having the surgery, and B, to the idea of having it in Mexico. She sort of surprised me in a few ways. Her first response when I told her that I was having gastric bypass was, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. It's going to be great. It's going to be so much easier than going on The Biggest Loser." Okay. The first part of that was good. But I don't know about easier than being on The Biggest Loser. A lot of my friends and family know that I applied for the show, and they know that I've been in contact with the casting producers on and off, and they call me every once in a while to check in and, let me know where I am in the casting process, and then I don't hear from them for months at a time, and just kind of so the story goes for the past year or so. I've been hearing from them and then not hearing from them, and then hearing from them again. So the last time I heard from a casting producer was back in October, I believe. October? Nah, later than that. Since I booked my surgery, I've heard from one. They originally contacted me again for season 8 back in October, and then my specific casting producer that was assigned to me, we'd emailed a couple times, and I told her that I was having gastric bypass, and if she wanted me, that they better get on the ball, because I have a date booked, and I am not going to wait any longer. I'm not putting off my health anymore. So as much as I would have loved to be on The Biggest Loser, it's just not in the cards. And I'm kind of one of those people, if you open the door for me, I'm going to walk through it. So the door was opened for me to have gastric bypass, and I'm walking through the door. I'm not waiting around for something that could happen, you know. So anyway, so she was basically saying that, oh yeah, just have your stomach stapled up. It's going to be a lot easier than working out and actually dieting. Oh my gosh. And again, you know, she's a nurse. She probably should know a little bit more than the average person about having a weight loss surgery. However, she doesn't really know what's on the other side of it, like I do, just because I've been watching all these YouTube videos, which I think without all the videos on YouTube here, there's really no other way for pre-oppers to kind of see what's on the other side. So it's really awesome that people are willing to do this, and which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, so that I could show other pre-oppers or people just considering weight loss surgery what it's like, you know, where I'm at right now and what it's like, you know, down the road. So anyway, so that was interesting. But you know, I can't really complain. She was really supportive, really happy. I told her I was going to Mexico to get it done. She didn't bat an eye. She thought it was great. So that was a good reaction, I guess. My family's going to have to be worked on a little bit. I think they're just concerned about me, and they want to make sure I'm safe. I don't think they're concerned about, like, the issues of going to Mexico. I think it's more the logistics of having the surgery and changing my my body permanently, changing how I digest foods permanently. But, you know, it's a life choice, and it's one that I've made, and I'm at peace with it. And I think that, you know, through this whole process of deciding whether or not to have surgery and researching, I came to a point where it just felt like the right thing to do. I'd gotten to a point with my weight that I felt like doors were being closed in my life. Like things that I'd always wanted to do were not going to happen because I was holding myself back, because I was so self-conscious of my body, of, you know, my fitness level, things that I can and can't do. And when I made the decision that I was going to have the surgery, suddenly I had this future, and I had these dreams and these wishes and these hopes that I had lost. So that kind of told me that I was doing the right thing. I feel like I got plenty of signs that I've been going in the right direction. And so I'm totally at peace, doing well on my pre-op diet. My stomach's growling right now. Hopefully you can't hear that. But I'm happy. My scale's starting to go down, and it's not going to go up again. I can tell you, this is day 4 of my pre-op diet. I have lost 5.5 pounds already. So, you know, not too shabby. And those are 5.5 pounds that I'm never going to see again. So I'm excited. I'm raring to go, and I'm still alive. And for all of you pre-oppers that haven't gotten to your pre-op diet yet, you can do it. It's really not that bad. And if this is the worst of it, if this is the hardest I'm going to have to work at, you know, saying no to food, then so be it. I can do it. Bring it on. All right? So we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.